Ooh, Brad, check it out.
With Nationwide, you can save up to 20% by bundling your home and auto insurance.
Bundling home and auto. 2 songs in one.
Like a mashup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's a mashup?
I'm going on the bus.
I walk to school with my best friend. Surprise, surprise, she's late again. She's got a club, she wants me in. Don't think I've ever raised a pen. I'll consider it sure. No fan of literature. Books with less pictures than words leave me a little bit bored. Hey, they promised cupcakes, so it's a chance that I'll take. All gorgeous girls await me. Okay, I think that I'll stay. Say Ari's aloof and cute, Natsuki's sweet and cute, say Yuri is deep and brooding, Monika's brains and beauty. There's a festival needs planning, swear I won't leave them hanging. So many clubs to rival us, I guess it's just the 5 of us. Just the 5 of us, we can make it if we try. But each day that passes by is tearing pages from my mind. Just the 5 of us, no escaping if I try. Though these maidens may seem kind, there's something going on behind. They look so sad and lonely. I sold my soul for poetry. This hell is members only. Why did I say okie dokie? Get out. Friends. I walk to school alone again. I'm not a guy with many friends. I got no club, I've time to spend, so I read manga and stay in. I run into Monica, says that I should just join hers. It's a club for books with words, but they need some more members. I say okay, I'll come along, but just one day. But just you try to get away. 3 gorgeous girls beg you to stay. Natsuki's brutish cutie, Yuri is too into me. Monika's brains and beauty, it's almost festival time. Could say we're cutting it fine. The task may seem laborious, I wonder where Sayori is. I guess it's just the 4 of us. Just the 4 of us, we can make it if we try. But each day that passes by is tearing pages from my mind. Just the 4 of us, no escaping if I...
This is where I use the skills I've learned. This is where the moments I love happen.
Such a beautiful day, the sun's shining in a beautiful way, gonna take a shower, brush my teeth, then
life is ultimately meaningless.
But I'll get out of the house, get on the road, top down, hands out, on my favorite song and nod to the rhythm.
The planet's being destroyed by your carbon emissions.
But I'll head to class, driving fast on every test till I pass, and my grades are screaming in my face. Hey!
98% of what you learn is a waste.
I get to hang out with all my friends. Yeah, my friends are the friendliest friends. Can't think of a better way to spend my time.
Your brain is flawed and all your friends will die.
Never mind, I'm alive in the greatest nation. So proud of
the exploitation of the natives.
This graceful bird means freedom.
The Game Grumps played a couple episodes of Pokemon Snap while I was making my last video, and that jostled a memory from my childhood. I played video games when I was a kid.
Ha! You and like 83 million millennials.
I didn't ask for your input, Adam! And this is about to age me dramatically because my first game console was the Sega Genesis.
Ooh. Granny, tell us the story of Clash
and Snap while I was making my last video, and that jostled a memory from my childhood. I played video games when I was a kid.
Ha! You and like 83 million millennials.
I didn't ask for your input, Adam! And this is about to age me dramatically because my first game console was the Sega Genesis.
Ooh. Granny?
cash! Ah! Oh! Oh, you good, you good. Matter of fact, here, 20.
Dude, if I can't find this money, then the kidnappers are gonna kill my girlfriend. Now where is... Oh, that's what that was for.
5 the loud, another round of shots! Turn down for what? I totally want a tattoo. What should I get?
Just get something that means a lot to you.
First things first, I'm the realist.
Hey! 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 Look at this! Hey! Wow! See you later!
Share a Coke, grab a love, twist the cap off and drink it up.
Film Riot, writing, and everything else that goes into
First video of 2018. Okay, maybe third, but psh, first actual video people subscribed for. If you follow me on Twitter, you would know that I'm currently up at college to study animation in order to 1, make my animations way better, and 2, because YouTube won't last forever and I need a way in which I can potentially get a job once YouTube dies so I won't be homeless living on the streets. Major studios hire from BYU from time to time, so who knows, maybe I'll be working in the industry in the future. I also need to actually learn how to use animation programs instead of opting to paint tool Sci, but who has the time for that? I'm a creature of habit. I'm not ashamed. I'll talk about animation school in a different video, but basically the 2 things I've learned this semester are 1. What? Stop drawing anime. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna look at that. Yeah, just stop. And 2, all the lectures about how to do well in art and animation usually boil down to get good. To which I usually respond, and we're back with the news. Apartments. Since I'm out of state, I needed to find a new place to stay in. I'm pretty used to sharing rooms with other people. At one point in my life, I slept in the same room with 3 other sisters. As long as my roommates treat me nice, we're not gonna have a problem. However, last time I was up at BYU, I had some very toxic roommates. I saw on Facebook that they're still there this semester, and I don't want to live with them, so I had to find a new place, but some of the apartments have the strangest layouts I've ever seen. Here are some highlights of what I saw. The first place seemed good until I realized it had no parking. As a college student, I need a place to park my car. So why is it that they have no parking? Because the apartments are on a huge grass lot. Their claim to fame was how rich and luxurious their grass was. What the heck are college students supposed to use that grass for? Pets? No, pets aren't allowed. Events? No, you aren't allowed to host any events there. It was too expensive anyways. If you're gonna charge that much, at least have some form of parking. I was not willing to walk a mile just to park my car. The next apartment I almost got, but thank goodness I didn't. Right before I signed the contract, I noticed something a little strange in the images provided for the unit. The shower was inside your room, like across from your bed. In order to get outside of the shower, you had to walk on the carpet. It's like they thought, we could make a quick buck by turning this closet into a shower. What could possibly go wrong? I'm sorry, do you not understand how mold works? After a while, that wet spot on the carpet will start to stink, so I had to get out of that contract immediately. You thought closet shower was bad? Get a load of this. The next apartment had a legit portal to Narnia. The shower was in between the walls. Same as before, I was not going to be held responsible for a moldy carpet. Also, the fact that your roommate can watch you shower would probably make me never want to shower. What if she had friends over and I didn't know? Or what if you both wanted to take a shower at the same time? The problem with these apartments is that the shower was an afterthought. And if something like a shower is an afterthought, then what else in the apartment was scrambled together just to make a quick buck? The last apartment I'm going to talk about is the most ridiculous of the bunch. This apartment looks all fancy and plush on the inside, but secretly it's a hole of torture. I can't tell you how many people want so badly to get out of their contracts from this place. The parking spaces are put so close together that if your car wheel is on anywhere on the line, your car will be towed. They hide all these little fees in the price once you get a contract, and when you check out of the apartment, if there is any speck of dust or water on your counter, you'll get fined. No, it's not cleaned enough. But I scrubbed the sink for hours. Yeah, but did you see, that? What? The drop. Yeah. This is not clean. The apartment I ended up getting has been pretty great. I have plenty of space for my equipment despite having to share a room. There are normal bathrooms, and my roommates are pretty chill. It does have its flaws though. On the first night, I was just trying to get into bed when all of a sudden, I slammed my shin into a cinder block holding it up. That thing was super sharp. It literally took a chunk of flesh out of my leg. I took another look at my contract and found that apparently they will fine you $45 per cinder block if they find them in your room. Huh. Well, that's oddly specific. Now let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, frickin' 8! Apparently the girl before me didn't even have a bed frame when she got into the room, so she was the one that put them there. I asked the managers for a bed frame and they sent me one, but at this point, I'm too lazy to put it up. And besides, I don't want to have to move those cinder blocks. That requires effort. Next girl that rents the place, sorry, but now this is your problem. Hopefully they don't fine me for it though. Everything was going good with the apartment until one night, towards the end of the semester, this happened. Hey! What's up? Do you hear that? Oh no. Aw, you've gotta be kidding me! Where's the leak even coming from? What do we do? We've gotta make it stop. I don't know. Try one of the levers? Ah, now you see, it's slowing down. So my apartment kind of flooded, but luckily it wasn't our fault. The apartment above us had turned on their washing machine, and there was a problem with their pipes, so it started to flood. Somehow no one heard the massive wave of water filling up their floor. The pipe system for this building was made before there was a written code to follow, so when the plumbers
I never really wanted to get my driver's license. Most kids were super excited to start driving so they could go to the mall without their parents or whatever, but I was what my mom calls weird. I never even asked to start driver's ed. My mom just enrolled me one day. Thanks, Mom. Driver's ed was really early in the morning, before school even started. 0 hour. And I couldn't even be a little late or I'd fail. Which I guess makes sense because you don't want people on the road who missed stop sign day. But I didn't ask to be there, and waking up at 6 is definitely my least favorite thing. Besides, I didn't even care about driving. What, you couldn't wait a year, Mom? One time, a cop came in and gave us a talk about how cars are 2-ton death machines. He ended the speech by asking what the most dangerous thing on his belt was. And I answered, your gun. But the cop looked at us knowingly, held up his keys and said, these are the most dangerous thing on my belt. Which, no. I'm pretty sure keys are not more dangerous than a gun. Not unless you're bad at aiming, or very creative. Class basically consisted of just learning traffic laws, which seemed okay until my first driving practice when I got in the car and realized they never actually told me how to, drive. I knew one pedal makes the car go, and nothing else. I was horribly unprepared. And to make it worse, I'd been paired up with the coolest kids in the class, so they got to sit in the back seat and judge me. It seems pretty irresponsible to put someone behind the wheel of a 2-ton death machine without actually telling them how to use it. That's like if you showed up to math class on the first day of school, and if you can't find the area under a curve, you die. After I circled the parking lot once, the instructor told me to get on the road, which seemed a little soon. I don't even remember how I stopped, dude, but I left the parking lot and came to my first intersection. The light was red, and I stopped. So far, so good. When the light turned green, I started moving again. A little slowly, but whatever. I was driving. A little ways down the road, I hit my second intersection, but stopped flawlessly. This was only my first time, and I was nailing it. The instructor leaned over, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, usually, you go at green lights. Now, you're not gonna believe this, but he was right. At the time, I thought my driving instructor was so cool. When we'd meet for driving practice, he'd be like, "Do you guys want to drive to Burger King?" And all of us would get real excited, like, "Yeah, you can do that?" And when we were driving, he'd be like, "Hey, let's stop at that gas station. We don't need gas. I just want a Red Bull." I actually can't remember a time I saw him without an energy drink. He was always very awake. A little while after I passed the class, it was finally time for me to take the test for my driver's license, which I still didn't care about, but someone made me schedule it. And okay, I think every state is different, but the way Idaho does road tests is real shady. The DMV gives you a list of phone numbers to pick from, and you just call some dude who tells you where to meet him. On the day of the appointment, my mom and I sat in a Winco parking lot until someone knocked on the window like some kind of driver's license drug dealer. He climbed in the car and didn't say anything for a bit, so I wasn't totally convinced he was the right guy, but he pulled out a clipboard, and that's how I knew he wasn't a threat. The test started and we drove around for a bit, changed lanes, went over a bridge, and I didn't stop at even one green light. When it was over, we went back to the parking lot and I sat there quietly just waiting to hear if I passed. I mean, I didn't care, you know, I just didn't want to have to do it all over again, that's all. After a couple minutes of silence, he goes, "Better than the average bear." Whew. Wait, bears can't drive. When my sister got her license, she spent months saving up and looking through classified ads trying to find a car, but that seemed like a lot of work, so I just